Hi, I'm Katina Horton, the Love and Freedom Toxic Relationship Recovery Coach. And today we're going to talk about the projection of a narcissist. When narcissists project, that is, what they do is basically similar to a projector. Think about a film projector, right? When you were in grammar school, and I'm quite sure the teachers still use film projectors, some of them even in college, and you think about film classes or any type of classes where it's history, etc., right? When you have a film projector, you take the film and you put it in the projector, right? And then what the projector does is that it takes that picture that's on the film and it projects it against either the wall, or if there's a screen projector in the class, if you've got the film, right, to pull down so that you can have something as the background, right? And then it'll project onto that screen. So it's either projecting onto a screen from the film projector or it's projecting onto a wall. But what's on that film is actually going out. So when a narcissist projects, what they're doing is taking everything, right? They are the film. They're taking everything that's on them and they are projecting all of that mess onto you. And one thing you want to remember is that narcissists operate from a false sense of self. And so by them operating from a false sense of self, everything that exudes from them comes from that falseness. And that is because they're trying to protect that real identity, right? They do not want anyone to think of them as being ordinary, right? They have to be thought of as being special, and thus it reinforces that grandiose idea of themselves, right? Even though they're swimming in a sea of shame, operating from a false sense of self, they do not want other people to know that, right? And insecurity, that's the other thing, right? They've got a deep-seated insecurity inside of them. And so in order for them not to be able to show that, they have to overinflate themselves and make you feel bad and belittle you and one up you in order to make themselves feel good. So a lot of times when you have conversations with them, the next thing you know, they're projecting whatever's going on with them onto you. They're accusing you of cheating, and then you're thinking, why would I do something like that? And so the next thing you know, you're trying to explain yourself to them. There's no point in trying to explain. If you know that's something that you're not doing, it's like you stating the truth, setting a boundary around it, right? And you coming out of the conversation. There's no reasoning with a narcissist, period. And if they're projecting their behavior onto you, there's no reason with that as well. It's like being able to get yourself to state what you're going to state and being able to quickly come out of the conversation as soon as possible. You'll be accused of cheating, lying, stealing, money laundering. Who knows? Only the good Lord himself knows of what all you will be accused of. And then the other thing that happens too, when you start to be around a person who's a narcissist or a person who is narcissistic, you will notice over time in the conversations, they'll say, well, when you look at so-and-so, wouldn't you think that they were this type of person or that type of person? Pay attention to those conversations, because a lot of times what's going on is that they are really telling you, especially if so-and-so that they're telling you about is their friend, they are really hinting into you to this is something that they're doing, but they're using somebody else to say that they're doing it, if it makes sense, right? Remember, projection, you're taking all of your stuff and you're putting it on to someone else and saying it's them. So a lot of times the stories that they tell you about somebody else is actually stories that they're doing, or the stories that they're telling you about somebody else means that whatever they're saying that other person is doing, that person might be doing, but they are also involved in the mess as well, if that makes sense. So be careful, because if you get yourself caught up in trying to prove that you're not cheating, you're not stealing, right? You're not mishandling the finances, you weren't caught doing this, that, and other, it's a fruitless effort. It's not going to matter. When a person who is narcissistic, a narcissist, or any other person who has toxic character brokenness accuses you of something and projects on to you, there's no point in trying to prove yourself. It's a lose-lose situation there. So I hope that this helped you. And if you have further questions, you can reach me at thevalleyofgrace.com. Thank you.